Good morning. Good morning, students.
Good morning, sir.
Am I audible?
Yes, sir.
My voice is clear. My voice is
Yes,
clear.
sir.
Yes, sir.
Okay. So let us will start. Acha. So there is a clash in timetable, right? Uh, you talk to Mahesh Mahakal sir. He is the timetable coordinator. He will take care of that. Hmm? And now I think you opted this time the minor specialization as a business analytics, isn't it? And you might be from different specializations. Somebody is from finance, somebody is from HR, marketing, or operation supply, right? So for how many lectures the overlapping is there? Acha. Okay. So we'll try to take care of overlapping the lectures. You don't worry. Okay. Let us will start direct R. Say before going to start the business analytics using the advanced statistical tool with the help of R programming. First of all, I will discuss the basic concepts and then directly we'll move to the advanced part of statistics, which is included in this semester, right? How many are aware about the programming or some computer background? Are you aware about the computer background, any computer programming language knowledge? Nobody. Okay, let us forget about the programming language knowledge or any computer background, because for the R programming, no need to have a basic knowledge of computer or basic knowledge of programming, right? So anybody can start the career with R programming language right from scratch. I will discuss, but the whatever the essential things for the advanced R programming, first of all, I will cover, right? Some basic concepts of R programming right from installation I will discuss, and then immediately we'll move to the advanced part which is included in your syllabus. So is it my screen is visible? PPT, is it
Yes, sir.
PPT is visible? Okay. First of all, we'll cover some part of R programming. Uh, Basically, the R programming language is used for the business data analytics, visualization, and different types of report presentation. With the help of a program, with the help of a syntax, whatever is available in R programming, very systematic, we can analyze the data. And if a data, in case of data analysis, many times we are using the some functions which are available in statistics and mathematics. If you are aware about the statistical functions, so very easily or very powerful, very effective, you can apply your knowledge for the data analytics. So what is the need of a statistics? What are the functions are essential in a statistical data analysis? I will separately, I will discuss in detail. You don't worry about that. The R programming is a types of high level language. It is called a high level language. Basically, there are three types of programming languages: the high level language, machine level language, and assembly language. So the R belongs to the category of high level language, and the meaning of high level language is the program which is written by a user by using a English like word is called a high level language. Any hardware gadget, any hardware gadget, either it is a mobile phone, calculator, computer, or tab, they understood only a binary system, that is 0 and 1. The English like statements or grammatical statement is not understandable by the machine or any electronic gadget, because that is only a combination of 0 and 1. It is called an binary. But the program we are writing using the high level language, like a English word or a grammatical sentences, but it is not understandable to the any gadget, so we need to convert. That is called translator. So the basic concept of high level language is the program which is written by a user, by a programmer, by using a English like word or a syntax is called an high level language, which is not understandable to the machine because the machine understood only and only a unique combination of 0 and 1. So therefore there is a need to translate the high level language program written by a user into a machine level language. That is called a translator or converter. There are basically three types of translators. The first one is interpreter, which the R is using. R is not having a compiler. C programming, it is a compiler. C++, it is a compiler. Java, it is a compiler. But R, it is not a compiler. R is having a concept of interpreter. Keep in mind, in objective type questions, they may ask whether R is using interpreter, compiler, or any other. So R is an interpreter. That means we have to check the program which is written by using a high level language and translate it into the machine level language step by step. The job of interpreter is to translate the program line by line into the machine level language so that the machine can understand and it gives the result. Without understanding the problem to the machine never gives the result. That's the need to translate the high level language program into machine level language. So the first translator is interpreter, and what interpreter does? Interpreter translate the line by line code, right? Not the complete, not the whole code is translated by the interpreter. The line by line code is going to be translator. If any error is found in a particular line, then it will not move to the next line. We have until and unless to rectify that particular error. So that is what the interpreter, right? One more important translator is there, that is called an compiler, right? Compiler. In case of compiler, the whole program is compiled and translated into the machine level language, right? The whole program is compiled and translated into the machine level language. There are one more translator, that is an assembler. So again the assembler program is used to translate the assembly language program into machine level language. And assembly language program means the program which is written again by a user, but by using a built-in fixed symbols. Whatever symbols are available in a machine are used to write the assembly level language program. So this is the translator, and this is a translator where it is used in case of translating the program from one language to the another language. So keep in mind the R is a high level language. R is having an interpreter. So the high level language program is translated into machine level language by using an interpreter, right? Now support of object oriented programming. It is also called a scripting language, not a complete program. So the script can be written. In R, a small scripts can be written to analyze the data. That is why it is called also a scripting language. It is very powerful. R programming is very powerful language used for the data processing. It supports the object-oriented programming concepts. All the object-oriented programming concepts are supported by R programming language, and it is used for statistical analysis, data modeling, right? If you have to prepare a separate data model, so the data modeling is to be done by using R programming language. Graphical representations like an Excel, all types of graphs can be drawn by using a R with the help of a very simple and small syntax. By using a R, we can draw very easily a bar graph, chart graph, pie chart graph, stack bar graph, line graph, right? Scatter diagram, all types of graphical representation is possible by using R programming language. So not only the analyzing the data and presented in the graphical format, the R is also used to generate the report. Different types of reports are going to be generated by using a R programming language. That is the visualization and reporting purpose the R is used. Basically, the R is developed by MCQ question. R is developed by Ross Ika and Robert Gentleman at the University of Auckland, New Zealand in the year 1993. And both were working in a department of statistics as a research students. And as a project of a final year project, they have developed the R programming language. This is in short basics of R programming language. There are many features, right? So I will not brief in detail because the same thing we have to apply practically in R programming language. Simple and effective. It is very simple to practice, very simple to write the code, and it is more powerful and effective. Used for data analysis, as I said, the R is one of the powerful programming language used for the data analysis purpose. It is a well designed, right? So anybody can learn, right? Anybody can learn. As I said, if you don't have a knowledge of computers, you don't worry, very easily we can learn the R programming language. So it is designed like from that angle. Set of inbuilt tools. There are many ready-made tools and libraries are available in a R programming language. Many built-in functions are available in a R programming language. All statistical functions, all mathematical functions. No need to evaluate, no need to have again the knowledge of mathematics, how to find the integration, how to find the derivation and derivatives, right? Nothing. In case of statistical functions also, what is correlations, how to find out the correlation, what is the formula for finding the correlation, what is mean, what is standard deviation, not at all required, but only the important thing is the applicability. When mean is applicable, when standard deviation is applicable, when correlation is applicable, right? So accounting functions, many financial functions are also available in a R programming language. No need to write a code for that. Ready-made functions are available. Ready-made ratios are available, financial ratios. So set of inbuilt tools are there. Powerful data types and data structures. R has got a very powerful data types because the beauty of an programming depend upon a powerful data type and their data structure. So the lot of data types are there. One by one we are going to discussing. Graphical representation. As I said, we can draw a different types of graph by using a R programming language. Effective data handling and storage capacities. The large amount of data is handled by using a R programming language. And R programming language, it has got own storage capacity because whatever the tools, whatever the data sets, right? We are using all the data sets are stored on cloud, and directly from cloud that data sets are going to be downloaded automatically by using R with the simple and single command. Another feature of R programming is a vibrant online community. The vibrant online community. It means that there is a one online community. Every day they are taking care of a new edition of R programming. If anything is new in the market, immediately they are going to incorporating in the R. So it is and daily updated, right? R program is updating daily on daily basis. Another good feature of R programming language is free, open source, robust, and highly extensible. Basically, the R programming is an open source. That means no need to charge, no need to pay for anything for R programming language. It is freely available on internet, right? From Google, we can download the R free of cost. It is robust. Anything can be possible, and a different way it is possible, and highly extensible also. R allows integrating with other languages like C, C++, Java, and Python. That means integration means from one language to another language. Connections. If you want to have a linkage between a C, C++, Java, Python, so anywhere you can recall the R. Anywhere you can use the R syntax. So R may be the combination of C, C++, Java, and Python. But nowadays in the market, the Python are they are running parallelly. They are playing a very major role in the market, Python and R. CRAN, that is called an comprehensive R archive network, MCQ type of question. CRAN means what? The comprehensive R archive network. What is that? So comprehensive R network is a repository. That means it is a database, right? It is a database repository where the all packages are installed, all packages are stored. So around 8,270 packages are available. But as I said, the R vibrant online community, the daily utilities and packages are adding in this CRAN. So this is the number when I referred the reference, but now today's number may be more than this, right? So R has got a very good repository. There are many available existing packages are there, so the user can just use as and when it is required. As per the requirement, the packages are going to be used. It is a platform independent. The platform independent means what? The R programming can be work on any operating system, right? You don't have any restrictions. If I write a data analysis code in under Windows operating system, the same code can be work on Linux operating system, Ubuntu operating system, or Unix operating system, or any mobile operating systems, Android. Yes, even though it will work. So R is a platform independent. It is called a platform independent. Versatile programming language is versatile and it can be used for a software development environment for statistical analysis, as I already covered. Direct, I will move to the R installation with these features. Right now, next time you should have to come with your gadget, that is either tab or a laptop installed with R programming language. Today I will discuss how to install the R programming. You go at home, you are already at home, right? You refer the installation steps and try to install the R programming language on your laptop, on your desktop, right? And next time we have to be ready with that because I will be teaching online, because we have a very less time, right? Because basics of R plus advanced R I would like to cover within a short period of time, right? Okay, so R installation on Windows operating system. So say we can install the R on Windows operating system. There are different types of installations, but before going to install the R programming on Windows operating system, you should have to see that your configuration of machine, whether your machine is 32-bit architecture or 64-bit architecture or 120-bit architecture or more than that. Accordingly, we have to select the product from the list. Are you getting or not? If it is 32-bit architecture, if you are trying to install the 64-bit architecture R support, then never accept, never install. So in case of installation, always you can install the R software, right, on a specific architecture. If you are having a higher configuration and if you are installing a lower configuration R, though it will accept. It means that if you are having a 64-bit machine architecture and if you want to install the R support of 32-bit, yes, it will accept, right? Yes, it will accept. That means higher to lower it will accept, but lower to higher it will never accept. It will never accept. So you see that your machine architecture first first step, that is before going to install the R. Say whenever you want to install the R on Windows operating system, either 32-bit version or 64-bit version, right? 64-bit version is enough. Installation on Linux operating system, the command is $yum install R. YUM is the command which is used to install the R on Linux operating system. Similarly, if you are having a Ubuntu Linux, then the apt-get install R base. So these are the installation commands on Linux and Ubuntu, right? R installation on Windows in detailed steps I will explain, right? You note down the steps. Open an internet browser and go to the www.rproject.org. Where you want to go? www.rproject.org. Click the download R link in the middle of the page under getting started. Select the CRAN location. That is what I said. It is a mirror site. Which is available on cloud, and click the corresponding link. That means whatever packages we are using, all that packages, no need to install all these packages in your hard disk, in your desktop, right? So you can connect the net and get it, download the packages from the cloud. Nowadays, the cloud is again the very important concept, right? And cloud provides the different types of services, that is hardware as a service, platform as a service, software as a service, right? Okay, click on the download R Windows link at the top of the page. Click on the install R first time link. There are very easily you can work out on this. Click on download R for Windows and save the executable file. Run file.exe file is downloaded. You have to save that file on your desktop and you click on that, double click on that, R installation will start. Now the R is installed. R will be installed if you execute this file. Then after R, whenever we discuss the advanced statistical functions, in that case, we need to install the R Studio. That is the next part of the R programming language. Now here practically, I will show you how to install, right? Is it my screen is visible?
Yes, sir.
Okay. Now here in Google, we have to go direct here. You can type R installation on Windows. R installation on Windows, right? See the R project of installation. Download R 4.1. Today's latest version is 4.1.2 for Windows, right? How to install R on Windows? Again, the help is also given there. Installing R and R Studio, not required. Only first of all we install the R. Say as I said, the CRAN comprehensive R archive network rproject.org. Otherwise, direct if you type www.rproject.org, it will take you to the particular website for installation. You have to click on this. Now you'll get this window. Now here, which version you are going to installing? R 4.1.2 for Windows, and this Windows version, R version, needs either 32-bit or 64-bit architecture. Right, minimum requirement. If your machine architecture is less than 32-bit architecture, you cannot install the R programming. So minimum configuration is required 32-bit architecture, right? 32-bit and above. Let it be some machines are having 128 architecture, 256-bit architecture, doesn't matter. But minimum bit architecture is required, that is 32-bit. Now here, see, download R 4.1.2 for Windows option is there. You have to click on this Windows option. Right now, this is R 4.1.win file, which is executable file. You have to show this file. right? You have to save this file on desktop or any either C drive or D drive and click on this R4.1.2 Windows exe file. If you click on this file, okay, I will get it save this file on desktop. I will get it save this file, right? Save. If I minimize this on desktop, this is the exe file. This is the exe files. If I double click on this, your R installation will start, right? If I double click on this, your R installation will start, and simply it will ask which language you want, which country, right? Various steps are there, right? No advanced logic or no technical concepts are required for installation of R. Simply you double click on this and you go on. So, this you start installing the R software, right? Once again, I repeat because you have to perform this task at home. WWR project was say the R installation on Windows, and simply you have to select the click on the download R for Windows. If you click on it, you get a one link. You save the link on desktop and click on that. Automatically R will install. No need to perform this. Right. Now, how it look like after installation? How R look like? Right. Okay. So I open this screen. Say whenever you install the R, you get this kind of icon on desktop. If you have to pin this icon on a taskbar, here you have to left click and pin to taskbar. So same icon will set it to taskbar. Pin to taskbar means you transfer this. Let it be displayed on desktop as well as taskbar. So taskbar is used for shortcut, right? Shortcuts. Now, okay, I will open this. Waiting in the you have to join in time. All of you. From next lecture, you have to be on time. It is 11:30. Snehal, you are too late.
Sorry, sir.
Next time you take care, because if you miss the basic, you will not understand the next lecture.
Okay,
Okay,
sir.
I already discussed the R installation, right? I will send you the PPTs. I will send you the notes also. You refer the notes. With the help of notes, you can install the R, because we have to finish the R plus R advanced R. So that is why I'm not wasting time. Okay. If you are having any doubts, anytime you can interrupt me. Are you understanding what I'm saying?
Yes,
Yes
sir.
or
Yes,
no?
sir.
Yeah. Okay. I click on this R taskbar. Now here I got an R console. Here I got an R console. You can minimize or maximize. Right. Let it be. Right. Here I got an R console. Now here in a R console, in short, I will brief the integrated development environment IDE of R. File, edit, view, miscellaneous packages, windows, and help. Right? These are the shortcuts. Opening a file, right? Load the workspace, save the files, right? Copy, paste, cut, right? Like this. Now, anybody is there in lobby? Rohit. Next lecture, I will lock my lobby at after 5 minutes. I'll give a time only to join for within a 5 minutes. Rohit, don't delay, right? Okay, because it will be disturbed for us, others. Now, this is what the IDE, right? Now R version 4.10, CAM, copyright, foundation, whatever the message. Okay. Now here, first of all, we'll practice some commands with the help of a prompt, right? First of all, we'll practice some command with the help of a prompt, and then we are shifting to the R Studio where we are using the editor, right? The basically R editor. There are a lot of R editors are there. So this installation is over. You work at, you try at home, right? Now using command line in R. R Studio is using a editor, but the simply R command line editor is used to type the command from the R. Now here we have to type the command. I would like to display, say, I would like to perform the summation. A is equal to 5, right? B is equal to 4, right? C is equal to A plus B. Am I right? C is equal to A plus B. Now, see what is happening? No error is shown. But A is equal to 5 means 5 is assigned to A, 4 is assigned to B, and A plus B is assigned to C. I'm not using any data types. I'm not using any data types. So basically, by default, R is taking a data type depending upon the what kind of value we are going to assigning to the particular variable. Am I right? Now here, if I print C, I will get the result that is 9. All are getting or not? Very simple. So if I ask you to write the program of summation of two number in C programming language, then you need to write very structured program, very big structured program. Hash include, some header file need to include, then void main, then opening curly brace, then clear a screen, then accept the value of A, then accept the value of B, then calculate the value of C, A is equal to B, and then again printf by using print C. Again, data types are came. Each and every variable has to be properly declared in C, C++ and Java, but here not at all declaration. That is why I said that anybody can learn the R programming language. Don't take tension of a programming logic, right? Programming knowledge. Okay, the summation is 9. Now similarly, I can create. Now here what I did, I created a variable A, B, C. That means the A, B, C, these are the three variables are created and stored in a R. If I type here A, it will give 5. If I type here B, it will give 4. If I type here C, it will also give a 9. No need to use the command print C. That is again the beauty of R programming language. But if in any other programming language, without print statement, you cannot print the result. But here, simply by typing a C, I can create the I can display the result. Similarly, here, my string, right? My string is equal to, say, suppose IIMS, right? My string is equal to what I return, IIMS. Now again, my M string is M string. What is printer? IIMS. That means I can create not only integer types of variables, I can create the strings, characters also. What I assign direct, I assign to this variable. This is the beauty. But actually, whenever you want to assign a value to the variable, so here the method is in R, the standard method is in R, A is equal to 5. Are you getting or not? What is it visible? All of you, please.
Yes, sir.
Be interactive be in interactive mode always. Say here, this is the standard method of our programming language to assign a value to a variable, right? Without using a structured method as displayed here, but this is the standard method. Now B is equal to, same program I will work out. B is equal to, B is equal to, right, 4. And say C is equal to, again, if I try to assign C is equal to A plus B, right? And now here I can use a print what is C. Print what is C. No semicolon, nothing, right? See, the meaning of this and this is same. Meaning of this and this is same, but this is a structured way to assign a variable in a R programming language. All are getting or not? After installation, you have to work out this exercise, right? Okay. Similarly, if I am to assign a character value, string value, so my string is equal to, right? Now instead of is equal to, what I am using, less than and dash, right? IIMS college. Am I right? Now I would like to print. Direct I can print my str, or I can use print statement. Print my str. But whenever you write a code in a editor, then we need to use the structured method. We need to use the IMS college. So print my str. So this is the way to assign a value of my string in a structured manner. Are you getting or not? Now, this is the very simple way to create an a variable, right? Now here, if see a small beauty, I will tell you here. Now 1, 4. What I did? 1:4. 1:4. So here in our programming language, by default, it has started processing the data. And how the data is going to be processed? So I have given 1:4. It means that the R programming language feature or inbuilt capability is the 1 is a start value, colon, and 4 is the end value. So it will vary from 1, 2, 3, 4. It will vary from 1, 2, 3, 4. Are you getting or not? Now the same example. Now here you can repeat the command, up arrow key. No need to type again and again. You can recall the command by using up arrow key. Are you with me? Are you with me? Yes or no?
Yes, sir. Yes,
Only
sir.
only one candidate. Everybody has to interact with me, so that
Yes, sir.
I will come to know you are present. Otherwise, you might be suffering here and there. Say up arrow key. Up arrow key. By using an up arrow key, right? The previous command is recalled, and now here what I did, plus 2:4. Sorry, 2:5. Understand what I'm doing? See the output. What is the output? That means no need to write the program. No need to write a multiple lines. Simply by writing a very simple one command, I calculated the summation of two numbers varying from 1 to 4 and 2 to 5. Am I right? 1 to 4 and 2 to 5. So see now here, the first start with 1 to 4 plus they start with 2 to 5. Now 1 plus 2 is 3. Getting 1 plus 2 is 3. Second time it will go to 2. 2 plus 3 is 5. Third time it will go 3. 3 plus here 4 is 7. And fourth time it will go to 4. 4 plus 5 is 9. All are understanding? That means this is what the powerful syntax in R. You can process the data. You can process the data. This is a small example. This is a small example. You understand this example? All of you? Is it clear? This example, you understand this example? Huh? Because 1 to 4, 1 to 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, and plus 2, 3, 4, 5, the summation of this, that's all finished. Now, right? Slowly we are moving to the towards some difficult component of an R programming language. Now here, another way, that is the structured way I will tell you. That is the structured way. right? By using a colon operator, we calculated the sum of a value. Like that, you can go on adding a n number of elements, doesn't matter, right? You can use the range from 1 to n, doesn't matter. Anything can be accepted here. Now here in a R programming language, whenever you want to perform the different types of operations on a different types of data, then the C function is used, right? Then the C function is used. That is called, right, a C function. So here, same thing I will show you with the help of a C function. C 2, 3, 4, 5. This is simply I printed this. Now if I assign this, okay, if I write like this, what will happen? I will make a error. So warning, right? See, X is greater than dash C234 matrix 1 colon true true true. That means it has shown something else. Matrix 1, matrix 2, right? It has treated as a matrix, right? We are discussing this matrix functions, right? So warning message. Or if I type only this, again same thing. Matrix. Some different meaning has shown. That means it is there, but it is for different purpose, right? So now here X is equal to, if I use like this, now values are not displayed, but if I try to display X, print X, it will display 2, 3, 4, 5. Now similarly, I can create one more variable, that is Y, with the and now here if I calculate X plus Y, yes, but where did it result? Where I have not stored a result anywhere. I have not stored result anywhere. I can either I can print like this X plus Y, or otherwise I need to assign this result to say Z, and now I can print here Z. Are you getting? Yes or no? Are you getting? C is the function which is used to create the multiple values, right? Comma separated values I have used here, right? Okay, separately I will discuss, you don't worry. That at the demo data type. Now the next, using command line R, right? The very simple operations we already performed. The input output functions, there are many input output functions: read line functions, scan functions. Read line and scan functions, numerical value and return in a vector format, it in a vector form, right? Input, we can take a input in two ways. Now directly I'm assigning a value, right? Now directly I'm assigning a value, but we can take an input in two different ways by using a read line function and scan function. Similarly, I can display the output in two different ways or three different ways. The first is print. Just now we have seen print statement. Another one is cat also. Cat is also used to display the result. And to display the string with a concatenation write table function is also there. Here also in can input file input functions, there is a read file function, read table function is also there. Okay, slowly we'll discuss. Now the data types. There are various data types are available in a C programming, I'm sorry, R programming language, right? So vector, list, matrix, arrays, factors, and data frames. Basic data types are numeric, integer, complex, logical, and characters and raw data, right? Now here in a data type, like C programming and Java, R is using a variable which is sometimes which is not declared. Some data types are not declared. The variables are assigned with the R object, and the data types of the R object becomes the data type of the variable, right? Now just now here we have used the different types of values, right? This numerical values and string values. Okay, so here A is there 5, B is there 6, and my str is there, right? IMS college. Now if I use here type A, could not find type function. Class, sorry, class, not type, class. If any error, immediately it will give an error in type A, could not find function type, because type function is not built in R. The class function is there because it supports an object oriented concepts, right? Class. So whatever value assigned here, yes, I am a user, I know I assigned 5, so it is an integer value, numerical value, but the computer will not understand. So computer will check the data type of that value by using a class. What is the class of A is numeric. What is the class of A is numeric. Similarly, if I use here class of my B, again it will give an numeric. Similarly, the class of C, it will give a numeric, right? But if I use here my str, the class of my str will be the character. That means the internally the R program identifies or recognize the values depending upon the class object. So class is an object, class is an a function which is used to recognize the data type, right? Now here vector, list, matrix, array, factors, and data frame. First of all, we have to discuss this. Once we discuss this, then we'll move to the next component, right? Now here, separately we are discussing, first of all, basic data type will work out. First of all, we'll work out the basic data type. Numeric data type means the numerical values are going to be handled. Integer means integer values with fractions are going to be handled. Then the complex data, complex number A plus 2L, combination of character and as well as integer and special characters are used in a raw data type. We can create a vector, right? We can create a vector in a R programming with the help of an C function. C function. We can create a vector with the help of a C function. List. Yes, we can create a list with the help of a list keyword in a list. Vector, it will have a multiple data values. List also have a multiple data values. But what is difference? Separately we'll work out. Matrices, we can work with a single dimension, 2-dimension, and n dimensional matrix by using a matrices data type. So matrices is separate data type available in R, right? It is not available in C, C++, in Java, but in R programming, matrices is a separate data type. Array is generated in any other programming language, but here array is a separate data type. Like the factors, different types of factors are there, levels of factors, that is also we can recognize, and data frames. So we have to work out with a data frame. We have to spend more time on data frame because the data frame is used for the storing and analyzing the data. You can create a databases. We can create a data sets here. Instead of saying a database in R, we have to say data sets. We are creating a different data sets, or we are using a ready-made data sets with the help of data frames, and the same data sets are going to be processed. Right now, example, with the help of example, I will discuss the logical true or false. Right now, logical means true or false. It is true or false. All false. Now here value of v is equal to I assign true. Okay, I'll show you practically here. value of x is equal to, I assign the true result. What is x right now? X is true. So here true. But what is the class of true? If I use this class of this x, then it gives an a logical. Well, are you getting or not? That means R identifies the particular data type by using the class object, a class function, right? By using a class function. So class is getting or not? If I write here false, if I write here false, see FALSA not found. That means this object is not found in R, right? So FALSE. Are you getting or not? Case sensitive. Case sensitive. Whenever you specify the true and false, it should be in uppercase letter. Otherwise, it gives an error. What kind of error? The object false not found in R. Object class not found in R. Now here, if I type class of X, again it is logical. Because the logical means either true or false. Finish. Logical means either true or false. So this is the logical data type. Now numeric data type, yes, here example I have given numerical data type. Now again, x is equal to 123.45, right? Or you can assign x class x. Again, class X could not find function class. Are you getting or not? Because these are the ready-made functions which are available in an R programming language. As it is we are using, so we cannot change their name or a case also. As it is we have to use. So here what is wrong? Instead of capital, here I will use small letter class. So class of X is numeric. Right, class of X is, it has shown the numeric. Why? Because the numeric value is assigned. So similarly here I can assign an integer value, right? Assign integer value. Integer value can be assigned long integer, short integer, like that. X is equal to, say for example, 3L. And here if I use the class of X, then it gives again a numeric. Yes. Hmm? 3L, 4L. Okay, this version again it is showing the numerical value, same value numeric. Okay, right? Say for fraction as well as the without fraction number, it gives an same class in R. X, class X, numeric. Fine. Again, in this latest version, right? This is the one more change. Even though if you assign a float or an integer value, it will give a class as a numeric. Keep in mind, it will give a class and a numeric, right? Now, integer, like this complex number, 3 plus 2i, right? I will use this example, 3 plus 2i, right? This is a complex number. This is a complex number. Okay, what aside v is equal to 3 plus 2i, and 3 plus 2i is a complex number, and as I said, the complex number is a combination of a numeric operators and a variable. So what I'm doing, I'm printing what I'm printing, class of v, or simply I can print class of v, doesn't matter, right? Simply I can print here, print is optional, class of v, it is a complex number, right? It is a complex number. Okay, now the characters, as we already seen that character, right? Raw data, any data, combination of any data can be included here, integer, number, or characters, right? So these are the basic data types in R programming language. Keep in mind the basic data types: logical, numeric, integer, complex, character, and raw, right? Is it clear? Is it, are you getting or not?
Yes, sir.
Okay. Now, uh, when we will meet next time? When is your lecture? When is your this lecture? Because I want to take some more lectures because it is not possible as per timetable. Extra lectures when you are free. Okay, let us first of all we'll finish some part and then we'll announce the extra lectures, because one stroke 2 to 3 hours I will continue and I will finish the R and then we'll move to the advanced R programming language. Right? Any doubts? Any queries? Feel free to discuss with me. Any doubt?
Sir, can you please share the PPT in the group?
Yes, definitely. I will share you the PPT